This is a recording for Edexcel Further Pure 1. Vectors, section 1.4. Finding a unit vector perpendicular to two given vectors. Well, we know from what we've done previously that n, which is the vector a cross b, is perpendicular to a and b. So to find a unit vector, we simply need to find a vector which is of length 1 in the direction of n. To do that, take the vector n and divide it by its length or its modulus. So we get this very straightforward formula for n hat, which is the vector in the direction of n of length 1, as being a cross b divided by the modulus or the length of a cross b. Let's look at an example of that. The first thing we need to do then is to calculate a cross b. Now we can do that using the formulae that you've got in your formula sheet. So we need to do 1, negative 1, 3 crossed with 2, negative 1, 2. In the last video I did this by using component form, so I'm going to use the determinant form and say that this will be equal to the determinant I, j, k, and then the components 1, negative 1, 3, and 2, negative 1, 2. So that will be equal to I multiplied by the little 2 by 2 matrix, negative 1, 3, negative 1, 2, which is given by this block here. And we continue like that. Remember though, it would be minus of j, and then the first column 1, 2, and the last column 3, 2, and plus k with the first two columns, so 1, 2, negative 1, negative 1. Calculating that, then the first 2 by 2 determinant is negative 2 minus negative 3, so that's 1, so we get I, and then minus of 2 minus 6, so that's negative 4, but it's minus of negative 4, and therefore it's plus 4, plus 4j, and then finally we've got negative 1 minus negative 2, so that's 1, so we get therefore plus k. So in vector form we would have 1, 4, 1. So we now need the length of a cross b, or mod a cross b, which by Pythagoras' theorem will be equal to the square root of 1 squared plus 4 squared plus 1 squared, which is root 18, or 3 root 2. And therefore n hat, the unit vector, will be equal to the cross product 1, 4, 1 divided by that length, so 1 over 3 root 2. So there it is, written out nice and neatly. Remember this cross product at the start, n, we can calculate either using the component form or the determinant form, both of which are given in your formula sheet. Here I've also rationalized the denominator, so 1 over 3 root 2 is the same as root 2 over 6. Well, that's the end of this video. In the next one we'll be looking at calculating the area of things using vector product.